What's going on, guys? Tino Talks here. So glad to be back. It's been a little bit. Sorry, I've just been really busy, but I'm glad to be back into it. So let's just jump right into today's vlog. Today we're going to be talking about a couple things. First, I want to start with YouTube as a social network. So YouTube is kind of something that has evolved into somewhat of a social network with a lot of people using it as a social network, even though YouTube originally was not at all created or its structure does not support that kind of functionality. Um, the extent of it is probably comments. However, I think the most prominent use of like conveying messages is through videos. Um, but it's interesting because people really like doing it, even though there's a significant lag time in between, like, say, a viewer uploads a video and then they say, like, respond in the comments to this, and then, like, a week later, they're like, oh, I read your comments and I did this. So it's kind of just interesting how this is able to work out the way it does. Channels frequently often go as far as to garner dedicated followings, and these followers become almost as much as you can be friends with each other through YouTube. They all share this identity, so if they were to meet in real life, that would be something that would definitely make them able to start out as friends. And I think that's something unique to YouTube is that Twitter and Facebook are kind of more spreading your own personal identity, whereas YouTube connects each other through common interests. Whereas I don't think that's really as much present in Twitter or Facebook. Those social networking sites are more dedicated to presenting your own personal life or just what makes you you, and then putting that on the internet. I think this is something interesting and really something unique to YouTube that's a great part of social networking. Something else important I want to note is that the access to technology in this case is really important to YouTube because if you don't have some way to view videos or comment, or if you don't have a camera, especially, you're not going to be able to participate on YouTube in the ways that you want to. So I think this really makes a distinguishment between who can actually use YouTube and who's actually ends up on YouTube communicating. Whereas large portions of the world and the population are not actually engaged with YouTube at all simply because they don't have the access to the technology. Something else interesting I want to note is the participation of families on YouTube. There's kind of some channels dedicated where there's a mother and a son maybe talking about that mother can branch out to talk to other mothers, create a community over that, over common motherhood things. And the child, for example, there's this channel called What's Inside. I'll put up a video to show you guys exactly what that is. But basically, it's this father and this son, and what they do is they cut things open, aka What's Inside. So it's kind of an interesting channel. They cut open some interesting things. It's kind of something everyone wants to do, like what's inside that. So they are a very popular channel, but what I think the important value of it is that that kid is actually learning a lot of important skills from his dad through that. He's really become an independent, very mature for what his age appears to be. I think it's a really good way for that father to actually be a parent, and they seem to have a really strong bond. I'm not sure if that bond would be even close as where it's strong as it is without that YouTube channel, just because they spend so much time together, going on these trips to certain places, inviting people into where they cut things open. It's just such an interesting connection that those two can share and have a really strong bond.
Are you guys ready for an adventure? An arcade machine. Today, this is how kids play. These are the arcade machines.
Oh yeah.
An iPad. I wanted to cut one open from when I was a kid, and one of the first and best machines ever. Lincoln, what do we got?
Miss Pac-Man.
Pac-Man! So, check out the inside of it. I really like, there's the Miss Pac-Man. This is how it lights up. You've got light bulbs, just like right there, just your old-fashioned light bulb.
So to finish off today, I want to ask you guys about a couple things. So first of all, let's go back to my original point about social networking. Why do you guys think this happens on YouTube, even though the structure of YouTube is so unlike other social networking sites that are built for communication and connection to other people. How do you guys think this is possible? And also, do you think that the interaction of kids and parents on together on their YouTube channel is an overall good thing or an overall bad thing? Thanks for watching today's vlog, guys. So glad to be back again, and I'll see you tomorrow.